girl accidentally gets infected with a mysterious virus. This made scalding hot water feel ice cold to her. She thought her mother had used up all the hot water. As soon as her mother stepped into the bathroom, she was overwhelmed by the steam inside. Seeing her daughter's arms were bright red from burns, she quickly reached out to stop her, urging her not to mess around at home. Mary didn't dare argue back, afraid her mother would notice something was wrong with her. Then he also ignored the water temperature and took a shower in the bathroom. Little did she know the virus was still spreading rapidly, causing large patches of her hair to fall out. Mary then found a pair of glasses and planned to go to the hospital for another checkup, but her mother stopped her, saying she'd been getting up till late in the mornings lately. Mary felt wronged after hearing this and got into a big fight with her mother. Just as she turned to leave, her mother saw her exposed scalp. She thought her daughter had been secretly self-harming and said a bunch of concerned words. Mary hurried to the mirror to check and discovered the situation was getting even worse, so she found a hat and rushed out of the house in a panic. She originally wanted to get to the hospital as quickly as possible, but received a call from her boss on the way, telling her to hurry to the restaurant for work. Mary had no choice but to compromise, but how could she face people looking like this? So she had to wear sunglasses to work at the restaurant. But the boss quickly noticed something was off, thinking she had a lazy attitude toward work, so he insisted she take off her glasses. The boss was immediately startled when he saw her. Mary claimed she had conjunctivitis, which barely made it believable. As usual, after she delivered food to customers, she waited in the kitchen for a co-worker to replace her. That's when she noticed her nails were starting to loosen, so she curiously examined them with her hands. Her fingernails fell off at the slightest touch. What surprised her even more was that 2 of her fingers were completely empty and the fingernails were nowhere to be found. Then she heard screaming from the dining room. Mary went to look and discovered the fingernails had gotten mixed into the food. She quickly rushed to the hospital to ask the doctor what kind of condition this was. The doctor couldn't be sure for the moment, saying they could only treat it once the test results came back. Next, Mary went to her friend's place to buy large amounts of flour to inhale, hoping this would help her body relax. Then she stopped hiding it and told them about what happened at the party, saying her body was getting worse day by day. Her friend advised her to turn herself into the police, but Mary absolutely refused. The two had a big fight over this. She angrily returned home, where her mother had already called a doctor who was waiting. Mary didn't want to worry her, but her mother was persistent, so she had to take off her sunglasses. By now her eyes had changed to yet another color. The doctor was so frightened he immediately left. Later Mary went to find her best friend, hoping to find some comfort there, but her best friend had already heard from their mutual friend that she had been reckless at the party and refused to let her in no matter what. Mary angrily broke down the door and strangled her best friend to death. Afterward, she went to find their mutual friend because he had been spreading rumors everywhere. Mary angrily pinned him down, and perhaps due to the virus, she suddenly bit down on her friend's neck. This time someone died. In her panic, Mary sought help from her admirer, David. David came over, and after just a few words, the two started getting intimate. But midway through, Mary vomited up a bunch of bugs, scaring David so much he quickly hid in the bathroom. Discovering that just from brief contact, his body was already infected to varying degrees, Mary finally realized something was seriously wrong and called her mother while driving, thinking that in this situation, only her mother wouldn't abandon her. However, they had barely spoken a few words when